Yeah, we're out of the Coke Zero again, but hey, we still got the Coke. And today we're checking out my knife collection. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Minimalist. My name is Brandon, and today we are checking out my entire knife collection. This has been a video that I've been kind of putting off because I just keep adding to this collection. So we're just gonna call this the November collection update. A lot of you guys have asked what I do in terms of knife storage. A lot of people will just leave their knives in their boxes and put them on their shelves, and that's completely fine. Like, I have no problems with that, but myself personally, I rather just have something where I can access all my knives at a moment's notice. So this is the Vault 200 Pelican case that I picked up at my local Shields, and I bet you can find these pretty much anywhere. On Amazon, they're like 40 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description below, but essentially this is going to be housing most of my knives. Now, not all of them will fit inside this, so I do just have some other knives hanging out around the room. That's typically how I store my knives. So I think I have about 30 to 40 knives in the collection at the moment, which that really needs to go down a little bit, but you guys will see. This is going to be a longer video, so if you guys want to stick around, I'm going to section them off. So let's go ahead and get started. So in my Pelican case, you'll notice that there's just some foam inserts here, and then most of my knives just hanging out on the top. But I will go ahead and set this down. So here is the first knife in my collection. I think I got this when I was like 6-something years old or something like that. I have no idea. I can't remember, but this is the CRKT M1610KZ. I did take off the pocket clip and remove the safety on this guy. It's going to have a position in my collection for a lifetime. It's just really special to me. One of my first knives in the collection. The next knife is my CRKT Van Hoy snap block. You guys have seen a video on this specific knife. I will leave a link in the description below for most of these that I've done full reviews on, so you guys can go ahead and check those out. You guys have seen this knife already. This is the CJRB Feldspar. This is a fantastic knife at about 35 bucks. I would highly suggest grabbing one if you are just kind of getting into knives. If you need a beater, if you need something in the junk drawer in that sense, fantastic knife. Go check out the review. Here's one that you guys have not seen on the channel. This is the Lightning OTF. I had a lot of my TikTok followers tell me to go grab one, so I went ahead and did. Got mine at grindworks.com, a subsidiary to Blade HQ. This is actually not a bad switchblade, and you guys will see my full impression soon. But I've taken it apart, maintenanced it, sharpened it already. It's actually a pretty decent beater. I mean, $30 for an OTF. It's not bad. So let's go ahead and jump right into the Civivi. We've got two knives here. These are the Fracture. One's the, I guess, drop point, and then here is the Tanto version. This one I actually purchased from Blade HQ for like 28 bucks, and this was gifted to me from the Apex Pass Around group. So shout out to the guys over at the Apex Pass Around group. They sent this as an extra, and I'm super happy with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a full review on these two knives, but they're decent. I mean, I don't really have a ton of use with them, but they're fairly good for a Christmas gift or a stocking stuffer. Next up, we've got the Civivi Shredder. So this was the first knife review that I ever posted on YouTube. So this kind of does have a sentimental value. It's still a really slicey knife, D2 steel, 50 bucks, and it's a great flipper. Kind of large, so I don't carry it often, but this will always stay in the collection. After that, we've got the Civivi Mini Bull Mastiff. So this thing has been decent. I did bring it on a camping trip, and it really did help out when I was going to cut things on a cutting board. It was just cool to have a folder, and a matter of fact, I passed this off to my girlfriend's parents, and they were actually really fond of this thing. Myself personally, it is going to be a little bit thicker, not the best knife out there, but it's good to have in the collection. This one built up a ton of hype. This is the Civivi X-Arc. Guys, this is a fantastic knife. This is kind of a gentleman's front flipper. It's got a really sleek and modern type of design. This is a pretty decent knife. I believe this is D2 steel as well, and it is really fun to fidget with. Next up, we've got the Civivi Elementum. This thing is awesome, guys. If you haven't held an Elementum yet, I highly suggest that you do. Probably one of the best budget flippers out there to date. I did do a full review on this knife and all the perks and benefits of going this route, but go check that out. This is a great knife to have in my collection. Next up, we've got the Kaiser Vanguard series mini sheepdog. Guys, this one was a pretty interesting one because it was my first Kaiser knife. The action on this guy, it is crazy. It just fires out and the D10 is perfect. This is a pretty sweet little cleaver. If you haven't handled one, definitely go do that. We're kind of whittling down the budget range and then we'll move into the mid-range, but here is the CRKT Tuna. Guys, I did say that I was going to do a review on this. I just don't know. It kind of needs to grow on me a little bit more before I can give you my full impressions. Just right now, it's not my favorite and it doesn't have a ton of use. I promise we will eventually get to this. Next up on the list would be the CRKT Polar. So this little guy is actually pretty decent. It's more so something that my girlfriend will be using on like opening packages and stuff. As you can tell, it does have the copper scale there and it's starting to patina quite a bit. I'll bring you guys the full review ASAP with this. You guys are going to see a lot of knives that I have not posted on my social media or here on YouTube. So just go ahead, stay tuned, and then keep up to date. I'll be posting a bunch of reviews here soon. Alrighty, so I guess we could separate these through brand. Here is one of my fixed blade knives. So this is the Cold Steel Coben. I just thought this was a really cool looking knife. I mean, you've got a Tanto blade shape here. This is decent. It does have a hollow grind. It's just a cool boot knife. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do a full review on this specific knife, but it's a pretty sweet one to have in the collection as well. Next up would be my second Cold Steel knife. This is the Cold Steel 4 Max Scout. This thing is absolutely huge and insane, ridiculous. I will do a full review on this because this is probably my #1 beater. When I was moving, I was using this quite a bit and then also repairing things. So I did fix my entire bed frame with this, cutting up some of the pieces of wood there. This thing is fantastic. We'll get a full review on it ASAP. So let's go ahead and talk about Spyderco. This is still kind of mid-grade, guys. This is the Spyderco Para 3, and I absolutely love the ergonomics of this knife. I've done a review on it already, so go check that out. And then we do also have another Spyderco Para 3. This is the sprint run version. Did a full review on this. It's the S45 VN version with these crazy G10 scales. So next up would be my Spyderco Spidey Chef. I kind of compulsively bought this knife because everyone was just like, I need to get my hands on it. And BladeOps.com, my sponsor, they, in matter of fact, had one in stock. The reason why it was so compelling is because it is LC200N steel, which is one of the most corrosion resistant steels out there, guys. This doesn't have a ton of pocket time. I don't have a ton of input on it just yet. When I'm ready to review it, you guys will know exactly what's going on with this knife. Now let's go ahead and start with the Benchmade knives. I think a lot of you guys were waiting for this because I know a lot of you guys are Benchmade fans, but here is the Benchmade 602 Tengu tool. This one is first production. It is a J. Ozer design. This thing is pretty sweet. You know, you've got your ball opener, flash pry bar, and then your Tanto blade 20 CV steel. This was actually a gift from Blade Ops. Guys, they have done so much for this channel, and I'm just super grateful to have them. This is the first gifted knife that I have ever gotten from a company, so that's pretty sentimental to me. Next up would be the 601 Tengu flipper from Benchmade. This is another J. Ozer design. As you can tell, these guys match up together. They're pretty much a pair. And I think this one is super special because I believe this is the last model that Benchmade had laser engraved the serial number for the first production number. Again, this one is going to stay in the collection for a long time. You guys have seen my full review, and my thoughts have definitely changed since my previous reviews, so we might need to do a refresher on all these other knives now. Next up, which is really popular on my YouTube channel, the Benchmade Bug Out, the original version with the Flytanium carbon fiber scales. Guys, this is still one of my favorite knives. It is super easy to fidget with, great action, super lightweight, and the carbon scales definitely changed it. If you guys want to see how to do this, I will leave a link in the description below on me installing the scales to this bug out. Next up would be the Benchmade Bailout M4. This is still, again, one of my favorite knives as well in terms of a beater because of that M4 steel. I did put my own edge on there, and it is a much better knife in comparison to the 3V version, which is like 150 bucks. I did upgrade the clip on this guy, so we did get the OEM Benchmade butterfly clip, deep carry, whatever you want to call it. This is a fantastic knife. If you guys are looking at a bug out or bailout, I personally think the bailout would be the better value. The next Benchmade on the list is the Benchmade Mini Super Freak or Super Mini Freak. This is a first production model. Just a fantastic knife, guys. I've handled the Benchmade Griptilian a few times, or the Mini Grip, and I personally like the Mini Super Freak quite a bit more, especially with this version. So this is the S90V carbon fiber version. I did also swap the clip on this from the Aero style pocket clip to the deep carry butterfly clip. This is kind of still like the OG Benchmade knife, in my opinion, that I actually spent a ton of money on. These things aren't cheap. You know, you're looking at like, what, 270 bucks after tax. Is a fantastic knife, and this will stay in the collection for a while as well. So I guess next up would be the Boker Quaken Auto. This thing is a really interesting knife. In terms of blade shape, I don't know how I feel. It just basically feels like a steak knife, so it doesn't get carried often. The trailing point blade shape is just really weird in my opinion. Nonetheless, this is a really unique knife. It's first production, and it will stay in the collection for a long time as well. So next up would be my ProTech Strider SNG. This thing is very, very interesting. I just got this maybe 3 weeks ago. I actually am in love with it. The ergonomics are just absolutely crazy. And you can carry it in a reverse grip if you want just a forward grip. If you really want to choke up, you can really get into it. Nonetheless, this is a pretty sweet knife. It has probably the best auto action in my opinion. You guys will see a full review with this knife coming soon as well. So next up, we are looking at the ProTech Malibu. Guys, this is one of the newest knives in my collection. Blade Ops, in matter of fact, just contacted me last Thursday, and they're like, hey man, we actually have some ProTech Malibus in stock. Would you like to grab one? And I just said, hell yeah. I live like 2 to 3 minutes away from Blade Ops, went to Blade Ops, picked up the Malibu, and the moment that I opened this thing, flipped it open, I was just insanely impressed. This is the first manual ProTech that I've ever handled, period. It just has the most smooth, crisp action out there. These are all first impressions again, guys. The full review of this guy will be coming soon, but this is not going anywhere. It's probably going to be one of my top 5 favorite knives of all time. So next up, we've got the Wii Banter. Guys, you just saw the video on this. If you haven't already, it's one of my most recent videos that I've posted. A fantastic knife for the price. It's been used quite a bit. This thing is awesome. Go check one out. Next up, we've got the Viper Catla Vox design. This thing, again, guys, it's the most underrated knife of 2020, in my opinion. You've got the micarta scales, you've got the M390 blade steel, and then it just has one of the best, most comfortable ergonomic designs out there. I am just a huge fan, not to mention the pocket clip. Guys, my boy MB Wild on Instagram did reference me this specific knife, and that's why I picked it up. Highly suggest that you guys go check out this video. There is a full review, and again, that will be linked below. So next up would be my OTFs. So here is the Microtech UTX 85. This is an interesting one. This is the Jade Signature Series. This one is really, really sad. The tip is completely destroyed on this guy. I accidentally, I guess, posted it on top of a lens while trying to take a picture, and it fell over and went tip first into the cement. So I'll have to send this back to Microtech to see if they can put a new edge on it. This is still going to be one of my favorite OTFs in terms of size and EDC. UTX 85 Jade. Once this comes back from Microtech, you guys will see a full review on this guy. Here's a really special one that not a lot of people have. This is the Microtech Mini Troodon. So this knife was pretty interesting because, you know, again, Blade Ops hooked it up. They called me and said, hey, do you want a Mini Troodon? And I was like, hell yeah, let's go ahead and pick it up. This guy is Cali legal. So California legal, what that means is it's under a 2-inch blade. I think it's 1.99 inches. Overall design, it's great. The action is great. 204-piece steel. You guys have not seen a full review on this yet, but you will. The thing that makes this one super special is this one is serial number 57. So this is number 57 that came off the production line. collection. I'll be sending this off to my boy Jake at Bearded Gear probably sometime this week or next. He's gonna go ahead and review it first, and then I'll probably do my review after that. All right, so I guess we went through most of the knives. Now, these are my top 3 more expensive knives, the knives that I probably will not get rid of ever. First off, here is the Microtech Ultratech Bounty Hunter. This thing is just absolutely insane. It came distressed. Look at that finish. It is just awesome. You guys have not seen this on the YouTube channel, and I will do a full review. This is one of my most favorite aesthetically pleasing knives. This is a knife that I will carry if I am just wanting to bring out an OTF that's really flashy. A lot of people are like, damn, what is that thing? And yeah, it's the Bounty Hunter. So I just like to call it the Star Wars Switchblade. This is the non-serrated Tanto version, which it's just got plain edge, and it looks fantastic. So again, guys, full review will be coming on this. I will never get rid of this Ultratech. Next up, we've got the Sebenza 31 Small. As you can tell, I've been using this one quite a bit. It's got some snail trails and some usage. The thumb stud is starting to wear on the anodization, but this is one of my favorite knives to carry just due to its overall size. So you guys have not seen a review video on this, and this one probably deserves one because I've been carrying it for what, like a month and a half, 2 months at least now. It's one of my favorite knives. So you guys will see a review on the small Sebenza 31 soon. It's a great knife. We'll get to it. All right, last but not least, we've got the limited edition Benchmade 940 BK-2003 Osborne. Guys, this is a knife that will always stay in the collection, no matter what. I don't care what anyone offers me. This is a very, very special knife to me personally, just because I missed out on the original 20th anniversary version of this. I think it was the 2001, and it had the red thumb studs, the red hardware. It just looks great. This one has the sapphire hardware, or sapphire PVD coated hardware, S90V steel and titanium handles. This one did come with a deep carry pocket clip, the mini deep carry pocket clip, similar to the bug out, but of course, knowing me, I did change it out to this Benchmade OEM pocket clip. It just looks a lot nicer, fits in the pocket a little bit better in my opinion. And the action with this one is fantastic as well. Been carrying it for about a week and a half now, and I've been very, very satisfied. I do have number 1015, so whoever has like 1016, hit your boy up. We're brothers now. But anyways, this is a fantastic knife, and this is the last one, I guess. And there you guys have it. That is the last knife in the collection so far. If you guys have any comments or questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. I really appreciate all of you guys spending all this time with me. This is probably the longest video I've ever made here on YouTube, but it was a blast. Hopefully you guys like my collection, and it's going to continue to grow moving forward. I do have a really special Benchmade video launching on the 19th, if you guys can guess. That will be live probably at about midnight on the 19th, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. And we'll be doing a few other videos this week as well. Again, guys, thank you so much for spending all your time with me today, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this content, go ahead, throw me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, throw me a thumbs down. And I promise to you, I will do better next time. Then I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.